Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. It's football time in Tennessee. Fall camp kicks off tomorrow morning. I am excited. I'm ready to start talking about football instead of recruiting. And look, we're going to continue to cover it. We're going to continue to keep you up to date on guys that are going to take their commitments into August, September, some of them going all the way up to December. We will continue to do that right here on the channel. But I am ready to talk about some football. I'm ready to get into fall camp. Some of these position battles. What does that left guard position look like? Does it end up being Ollie Lane? Does Andrej Carrick give you a little something? I'm excited to see Dante Thornton out there at 100%. Look, he transferred in during the spring, a guy that I was excited about, but he was limited. You didn't get to see a whole lot of what he brought to the table. I'm excited to see the secondary. I'm excited to see young guys like Arian Carter out there making plays. Look, we're heading into year 3 of the Josh Heupel era. Josh Heupel gets hired. We're questioning, what's this going to be? What does this look like? So many people doubting his recruiting abilities. We're already seeing that start to change. Comes in and overachieves in year 1. Going out there and winning 7 games, that was overachieving. We are ahead of schedule. We go into year 2, 11 wins, including an Orange Bowl victory. Now we go into year 3. Was year 2 a flash in the pan? Was it a flash in the pan, or is Josh Heupel for real? What do we get from Joe Milton? That's something that I'm excited to see. Take the next step, continue momentum, man. How many games does Tennessee need to go out and win in 2023 to maintain that momentum? Look, you know the saying when you get hired at Tennessee, you got to beat Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. Josh Heupel was able to do 2 of those things a year ago. So I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about 2023. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. But as always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up just below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We're not talking at you. We're building a community of Tennessee fans right here on the channel. If you like that, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Eric Kane of VolQuest.com. It's going to be in the house. We're going to break down fall camp, some of these position battles. We're going to get into it. It's going to be a good show, so hope you will come hang out for that. But let's get into it. I want to talk about 2023. I want to talk about starting new streaks because we saw one end a year ago, right? The 15 years of misery is over. We threw the goalposts into the river. We are going to start a streak of our own. Can we do that against Alabama? Can we do that against Florida? And all of you have seen this clip, but I'm going to play it anyway because I think that Florida game is the turning point. I think that's when we're going to find out what this team is made of. And is this team going to go out and win 7 or 8 games, or are they going to go out and win 9, 10, 11 games? And it starts with Florida.
Oh, it was very meaningful. I don't lose in Florida. So I took that one to the heart. I mean, pretty much take every game to the heart, but yeah, I don't lose in Florida.
Joe Milton does not lose in Florida. What do you guys think about that comment? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you like the confidence, or do you hate that it's bulletin board material for the Gators? Now, something that kind of surprised me, I saw this pop up, this betting odds for the Tennessee-Florida game. I think, again, that game is crucial. Going on the road, you're still going to the Swamp. You're still playing against a Florida team that has some talent. I think we've got superior coaching, and I think the talent gap is a closing. But you can see there on the screen, Tennessee favored by 7.5 on the road. That's what makes it so surprising to me. Tennessee going on the road to play Florida and favored by 7.5. So can Tennessee start a streak of their own? Because when you look at the schedule for 2023, and this is kind of similar to what I said last year, I had this same narrative last year. I felt like if the Vols could get out of September at 4-0, they would have the opportunity to go and do something special. And, you know, honestly, Doing it a year ago was a little bit more difficult because you had to go on the road and play Pitt, and then you had Florida coming to Knoxville. And Tennessee did just that. They come out of September 4-0. Each week they add a win, and they continue. The stakes get higher and higher and higher until they went and met the Georgia Bulldogs. But you look at 2023, you open up against Virginia. Tennessee favored by 28 points in that game. Austin Peay is going to be a glorified scrimmage, and then things get real against Florida. You go on the road and play the Gators. And again, are you surprised to see that Tennessee favored by 7.5 points? That's kind of surprising to me. But if you get that win against Florida, I think you set yourself up nicely to do something special on the back stretch, because South Carolina, that game is circled on the calendar. It is a revenge game. Texas A&M, what do they get? Jimbo always seems to do less with more. He's got a lot of talent. He puts together some of the top recruiting classes in the country, but never seems to do anything with it. Are you going to get the Texas A&M from a year ago, or does Jimbo Fisher get their heads turned on straight and do something with that football team? But again, bottom line, it all goes back to that Florida game. I think you get a win against Florida on the road. You set yourself up to go, open up at least 5-0, maybe 6-0. And then you've got Murderers Row at Alabama, at Kentucky. You've got the UConn game. That's fine. At Missouri, Georgia. And then you wrap things up with Vanderbilt. But can Tennessee, can Josh Heupel, can they start a streak of their own? You can see here the history. The Tennessee-Florida history is on the screen. And this has been very, very tough to look at times. You look at the streak from 2005 until Tennessee finally ended that 11-year drought. Sounds eerily familiar to the 15 years of misery. Finally ended that streak and got the win in Knoxville, 2016. You talk about games you'll never forget. Man, that's a game that I took in with Dauber. And the opening of that game, the first half of that game was absolutely brutal. But that's a moment, man. That's a game that I will never forget. But then you can see right after that win in 2016, you got another handful of losses there, 5 straight losses until Tennessee wins again last year in Neyland Stadium under Josh Heupel. But look how far you got to go back to the last time Tennessee won in the Swamp, 2003. And that's the thing, man. Josh Heupel comes in. Let's check him off. Let's end a streak. Let's end 15 years of losses to Alabama. Let's end this drought of losses at the Swamp. Let's start some streaks of our own. Vol football needs to start some new winning streaks. And I think it starts at the Swamp this year. That game is circled on the calendar. I think that game is what this whole season is going to hinge on. If Joe Milton shows us on the road in the SEC, hostile environment, that he's the guy for the job, I think it's going to be a special year. I think that is going to be the first big test for Joe. And look, we were talking about it last night during the NCAA stream. Man, he's already proven it. He's already proven it. He proved it in the Orange Bowl. He did it all year, but it was in mop-up duty. There's always a little asterisk, right? People want to devalue that Clemson win because people were sitting out. Well, Joe Milton was without his number one wide receiver. I mean, everybody has reasons and excuses. Joe has got to be Joe. I love the confidence, that clip. I don't lose in Florida. You can see Joe's got it. But is the pressure mounting? Is the pressure building? Are the expectations getting too high? Because Joe Milton is getting so much hype right now from the national media. I had JD Piquel from On3 on the show a couple of weeks ago. Go back and watch that interview if you missed it. And I point blank asked him, is Joe Milton the guy that we think he can be? And, sometimes we have battered Vol syndrome, and we look back to the Joe Milton that first transferred in from Michigan. And we want to forget the fact of the injury on the throwing hand and all that type of stuff. Joe Milton has grown. Joe Milton has been developed since then. Is Joe Milton the Orange Bowl Joe, or is he Boise State Joe? We're going to find out when Tennessee goes on the road to play the Gators in the Swamp the third week of the season. Favored by 7.5. Are you surprised by that? It's football time in Tennessee. Jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. What do you like about the quote from Joe Milton, or do you hate it? I think some of you guys are going to be clear about it and say you don't like it at all. Does Tennessee have an opportunity? How many wins do we need in 2023? Are you satisfied with 9 wins? Do you need 10, 11? Can Tennessee be a legitimate playoff contender in 2023? I think these are all questions that will be answered that third week when Tennessee goes on the road to play Florida. But jump into the comment section. Let's talk about it. As always, smash the thumbs up. On the way out the door, you can go check out the merch at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. The Buck Family shirts are back. We got some new merch dropping tomorrow I'll be plugging that, promoting it throughout the day. And also shout out to the members of the channel. Appreciate the way you guys support what we do around here. If you want to be a part of that, hit the join button down below. For just $1 a month, you can support what we're doing here with this channel. Give me the opportunity to create content and do as many live streams, videos, all that type of stuff, and keep the lights on around here. So I'm grateful for you guys. But that is going to do it for this one. It's football time in Tennessee. Are you guys fired up? It's starting to turn the corner, and it is go time. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.